Good morning. Happy Monday. There's not really going to be any legal discussion in this Ramblin while Amblin, so if you're here for that, well, I've warned you. This is just going to be probably a short one, and it's going to be drama, of course, because that's what this clown car show of a First Amendment auditing community has turned into. It's just drama. Very disappointed. Minnesota Guardian came into my Discord and it was just a bunch of attack dogs attacking him, name calling, stupidity. Now, oh, you're against name calling now? Well, I name call with reason, not just because I'm mad. I actually normally don't name call when I'm mad. I think name calling has some very specific uses. Like if you call someone a retard and everybody knows what it means, you don't have to say you're a retard. You can, I guess, unless, well, anyway, you can, but it very clearly and effectively communicates an idea better and more succinctly than you are a very, very stupid individual who lacks common sense and you don't understand the things that you're doing. It's a lot easier to say you're a retard. So there's that. I mean, you know, I think words like fuck and shit and damn and cunt have a free speech value, and they have a value in effectively communicating ideas using short, quick words. Eating another stick, huh, retard? See how that worked? My dog is a retard because he eats sticks. The only other time that name calling is really beneficial is if you're trying to rile the other side up. When people get mad, they tend to lose focus. They tend to say things, they tend to speak their mind in ways that reveal things about themselves. Like California Guardian calling Flash of Teppan Flash a mud child because he was mad. Now, do with that what you will. But if he wasn't mad, he probably wouldn't have called Flash a mud child. And yeah, there's screenshots. That's why you don't want to be mad. That's why it's always better to go through these things when you're not mad. Don't get too personally invested in it. But just calling people names for the sake of calling them names, just because you're mad at them, it doesn't really help anything or anybody. And if you get a room full of people doing that, it doesn't really help anything either. My personal philosophy, and obviously it's a free speech room, so I can't make much use of it, is if someone comes in there and they're willing to listen, learn, and partake, I'm pretty easy on them. I don't need to bludgeon them over the head with every stupid thing they get wrong, unless they're the kind of person who needs a bludgeon to learn. I'm looking at you, OG2. Some people need bludgeons to learn. Some people need it drilled in. Some don't. Some people will never learn. Why waste your effort on them? My personal philosophy, when people come in there and take Maximillionaire, for example, I catch a lot of heat for this, but he comes in nice. He comes in willing to learn, willing to accept data, willing to look at the research, and then he accepts it. Why would I have an issue with him at that point? Oh, he says stupid things outside of it. Yeah, but he's here now. He's listening. And maybe he won't. Maybe he'll go back to his little channel and start spouting nonsense again. But you know what? I won't know until it happens. And I don't really follow Maximillionaire, so, you know, I may never know about it. But it doesn't do anybody any good to start just beating people up and gangbanging them as soon as they come into Discord because you don't like them. I think opportunities are missed. But that said, it shows you the fractured nature of this community between the cop haters and the people who actually want First Amendment free speech change. There is a fracture going on. There's a fracture going on between the people who are actively working for clicks, money, revenue, and the people who are more interested in the substantive issues of law and freedom. Nothing I can do about that. Anyway, opportunities lost, opportunities squandered. If you wonder why I'm disappointed, there you go. Got to remember, I've got a lot of people in that Discord, like Constitutional Corner, Maddie. She wanted to MMA fight me. She wanted to break my legs. I was nice to her. I treated her with respect. I offered her the reasons why she was mistaken on a particular point of law. I showed it to her. I didn't have to call her names. Well, occasionally you have to sometimes just to get their attention. But by and large, if you see the way I dealt with Maddie, that's the way that seems to work. And if someone is open and willing to listen and pay attention, I think that's the right way to go. And you always give them the opportunity to make up their mind which way they want to go. And sometimes it might take them a day or two. Anyway. Disappointment! Speaking of disappointments, let's talk about Jack Miller. Jack Diddley. GED Jack. Or as the military likes to call him, Fatty. That came out of nowhere. I know. A lot of things come out of nowhere, especially when you say, you know, someday, Jack, someday, sheriff's deputies, police officers are going to start coming forward to me with information. My understanding, and HR departments can't provide stuff or else they get sued, and they can't do anything over email or else it's discoverable. But phone calls typically aren't. Now, this is just from a conversation. It is not something that I have the ability to lay down in front of everybody, but I was given the okay to talk about this. So here we go. There is an issue with T-Cole. When someone is getting fired and they get their little lawyer involved because, there's all these unions and there's a lot of protections for public servants. And, maybe rightfully so, but this is an area where I think things have gotten a little twisted. If someone's going to be fired, they get an administrative hearing, which is a long, expensive, complicated process. Or you can get them to voluntarily separate or separate with honor. I think T-Cole has honorable, general, and dishonorable. Anyway, you could give them in exchange for foregoing the administrative hearing. You can say, hey, look, I'll give you an honorable separation if you just GTFO. And Jack Diddley took advantage of that twice. I wonder if Jack Diddley knew. He's not a smart boy, so he probably didn't know that police departments and sheriff's departments are also required to call to talk to people to figure out why. I don't know if there's a lawsuit there for you, Jack Diddley, but you're never getting hired on as a police officer in the state of Texas again. I hear words like touching and 10-foot pole, as in they're not gonna touch you with one. That's just me. I also hear that you, while you did get an honorable separation from the military, this is what I hear. It's what I hear. That they separated you because of your failure to maintain weight. Now, having seen your shopping practices and your physique, I can't imagine why the military would think you had issues with maintaining your weight. But what do I know? I'm just a first-year family law attorney out of California. I'm a libtard. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing. So anyway, Jack, you could always prove my sources wrong by simply showing your DD-214 and showing that you weren't separated due to failure to maintain your weight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Speaking of DD-214s, we were having a hell of a time getting the documents that resemble DD-214s on various people, apparently, because who knows why. But somebody get Don Shipley, or at least get Don Shipley's assistant, because Lord have mercy. I'm not personally trying to do it. I'm not saying I would fare better than the people who are trying to do it. I'm just saying that it hasn't been done yet. Or if it has been done, I haven't seen it. But it would be lovely if we got those DD-214s. So if anybody has a better way of doing it, or if they know Don Shipley's secret system of getting documents that resemble a DD-214, let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.